Marriage is not simply a union of two people. It's the foundation of society, the bedrock upon which the future is built. When we understand marriage from its core, we realize it is not just about love, but about purpose, responsibility, and legacy. Every marriage has the potential to unlock a treasure chest of greatness. But the key to accessing that potential lies in understanding the true meaning of commitment and the principles that sustain it. That too often we see people entering marriage with the wrong expectations, seeking fulfillment instead of understanding. But marriage is not meant to be a place where your personal dreams are realized in isolation. It is a partnership, a covenant that challenges you to grow beyond yourself. The first key to a successful marriage is the understanding that marriage is a journey of mutual growth, where both individuals are constantly being refined and molded into the best versions of themselves. It is a relationship of purpose, not just pleasure. The pursuit of fulfillment comes as a byproduct of your shared vision, not as the sole purpose of the marriage itself. Another essential key is communication. Not the surface level talk we often engage in, but the deep, meaningful exchange that connects two souls. Communication in marriage is not just about speaking, it's about understanding. It's about listening, not just to words, but to the heart of your spouse. Every marriage is strengthened through transparent dialogue, where both partners are willing to not only express their own thoughts, but also to absorb and reflect upon each other's dreams, fears, and desires. This exchange of hearts becomes the bridge that holds your partnership together, especially when the world tries to pull you apart. Now, let's talk about trust. Trust is the currency of a strong marriage. It cannot be bought, only earned. Trust is not just about the absence of betrayal, but the presence of consistency. It's about showing up for your partner, not just when it's convenient, but when it counts. Trust is built through small acts of faithfulness and integrity. A marriage where trust thrives is without it, even the strongest relationship will crumble under the weight of doubt. But what about love? Love is the foundation, but love is more than an emotion. It is a decision, a daily choice. Love in marriage is a commitment to putting the needs of your spouse before your own, even when it's difficult. Love is patient, love is kind, but most importantly, love is sacrificial. It is not a feeling that comes and goes. It is a power that transforms you, shaping you into someone who seeks the best for your partner, even when they are at their worst. Love is the glue that binds everything else together, but it cannot stand alone. Without respect, trust, and commitment, love is like a plant without soil. Fragile, easily uprooted, and unable to reach its fullest potential. The key to marriage is not simply the right person, it's about becoming the right person. Too often, we focus on finding someone to meet our needs, but we fail to ask ourselves, am I the partner that the person I desire is looking for? Marriage is about mutual investment. You must be willing to sow into the life of your spouse, to invest your time, your energy, and your resources into building a legacy together. But that investment requires maturity. It demands that you approach your spouse not as a project to fix, but as a partner to cherish, a person to help elevate. When you realize that marriage is not just about personal satisfaction, but the creation of something greater than yourself, your relationship becomes the ultimate reflection of love, commitment, and service. One of the greatest misunderstandings in marriage is the myth of perfection. People enter marriages thinking that if they are with the right person, everything will be easy. But the truth is that marriage is not about avoiding challenges, but about learning how to face them together. It's in the hard moments that you truly discover the power of partnership. It's in the struggle that you see how deep your love can go, how much you're willing to sacrifice for one another, and how resilient your bond can be. So embrace the challenges, because they will refine you and make your marriage even stronger. The final key is vision. Marriage is not simply about surviving, it is about thriving together. Without a shared vision for your future, you may find yourself drifting apart, losing sight of why you came together in the first place. A marriage without vision is like a ship without a compass. It can easily be tossed around by the winds of life. But when you have a clear purpose, when you both share a dream that's bigger than yourselves, your marriage will be a force that changes not only your own lives, but also the lives of everyone around you. In the end, the keys to marriage are not complex, but they are powerful. It takes understanding, communication, trust, love, commitment, maturity, and vision. These are the elements that transform a relationship from a simple contract into a lifelong covenant. When you unlock these keys and apply them with intentionality, you create a marriage that is built to last. One that can weather any storm and flourish in every season. Remember, marriage is not just about two people. It's about a partnership with a divine purpose. When you embrace that purpose, your marriage becomes a legacy that echoes through generations to come. Marriage as a journey of mutual growth. Marriage is not just about personal fulfillment, but about growing together with a shared vision, refining each other, and becoming better versions of yourselves. The power of communication, effective communication in marriage, is about more than just talking. It's about truly listening, understanding, and connecting on a deeper level. Trust as the foundation. Trust is essential for a strong marriage. It's built through consistent actions, integrity, and faithfulness, and is the key to weathering challenges together. Love as a daily choice. Love in marriage is a decision, not just a feeling. It requires sacrifice, patience, and a commitment to putting your spouse's needs above your own. Marriage as mutual investment. To create a successful marriage, you must invest in each other's growth and well-being, approaching your spouse as a partner to elevate, not a project to fix. The importance of shared vision. A strong marriage thrives when both partners have a shared vision and purpose for their future. This vision unites them and helps them navigate challenges together. Marriage is often viewed as a romantic union, but its true essence goes far beyond emotions and attractions. It is, in its core, a journey of mutual growth. When two individuals come together, they bring with them unique experiences, beliefs, and aspirations. Yet the true power of marriage lies not in what each person brings individually, but in how they transform each other along the way. The first key to a successful marriage is understanding that it is not merely a means of seeking fulfillment, but a commitment to growth. When two people enter a marriage, they enter not just as individuals, but as partners with a shared purpose. This shared purpose is what drives them to grow together, to evolve in ways they could not have done alone. Marriage is a partnership where both individuals are constantly refining and shaping one another. The process is not always easy or smooth. It requires vulnerability, patience, and a willingness to be open to change. A marriage that fosters mutual growth does not merely focus on the happiness of each individual, but considers the collective development of both people. It's about creating an environment where both partners feel safe to express their dreams, their fears, and their desires, knowing that they will be supported and encouraged to grow. In a thriving marriage, each partner understands that they are not the finished product. They are works in progress. As the relationship deepens, each person learns from the other, adapting to new challenges and experiences that come with life's journey. The key here is recognizing that both individuals bring strengths and weaknesses to the relationship. And it is in the combining of those strengths, as well as in addressing each other's weaknesses, that real growth happens. For example, one partner may be strong in emotional intelligence, while the other excels in practicality and logic. Through marriage, these differing strengths are magnified, and the couple becomes stronger together than they could have ever been apart. Marriage challenges both individuals to break down personal barriers, confront limiting beliefs, and support one another in the pursuit of personal and shared goals. Moreover, growth in marriage is not just about personal development, it's about becoming better together. Each person learns how to balance their own needs with the needs of their spouse. It's about learning the art of compromise, sacrifice, and collaboration. Marriage demands that both partners stretch beyond their comfort zones. They are required to be selfless in their service to one another, to think of the relationship before their individual desires. It is in this selflessness that true growth occurs, because it teaches individuals the power of collaboration, of putting the relationship first and nurturing each other's development. In a marriage focused on mutual growth, challenges do not become obstacles. Rather, they become opportunities for growth. Every conflict, every difficulty, every moment of tension is a chance to understand one another better, to find new solutions together, and to build a stronger bond. Growth in marriage often comes from those very challenges that push both individuals to reconsider their perspectives, learn new ways of interacting, and become more emotionally resilient. These moments provide the fertile soil in which the relationship can grow into something deeper, more connected, and more meaningful. It is important to understand that mutual growth is not a destination. It is a lifelong journey. A successful marriage is not one where everything remains static or predictable. It is a partnership where both individuals continue to evolve, supporting each other every step of the way. The commitment to growth requires both partners to stay open to learning, to stretch beyond their limitations, and to constantly work on their relationship. A marriage that is committed to mutual growth is not about perfection, but about progression. Constantly moving forward together. Ultimately, the strength of a marriage lies in how both individuals grow together, not just in how they support one another's personal dreams. When two people enter marriage with the understanding that they are embarking on a journey of shared growth, they lay the foundation for a lifelong partnership that evolves and strengthens with time. This kind of marriage creates a deep, lasting bond that goes beyond surface level happiness and creates a legacy of strength, wisdom, and shared purpose. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship, and in marriage, it is the foundation that holds everything together. It is not just about exchanging words, but about creating a deep connection that allows both partners to truly understand each other, even without speaking. In a marriage, effective communication is far beyond the routine of daily conversations. It is about building a language that transcends words, one that involves listening with empathy and responding with consideration. The second key to a successful marriage lies in the power of communication, not just talking, but truly understanding one another. Many marriages falter because communication is often limited to the surface level. Couples may speak to each other, but they often fail to listen deeply, missing the emotional or underlying needs behind the words. True communication in marriage happens when both partners not only express themselves honestly, but also actively listen with the intent to understand, not to respond or solve. Listening becomes an act of empathy, where one partner doesn't just hear the words, but feels the emotions, struggles, and desires behind them. Effective communication involves creating a space where both partners feel safe to express their thoughts, feelings, and vulnerabilities without fear of judgment or dismissal. This requires trust, openness, and patience. In a healthy marriage, both individuals should feel empowered to communicate openly, knowing their voice will be heard and respected. This kind of emotional safety is essential for the growth of the relationship. If either partner feels that their emotions are disregarded, it creates walls between them that are difficult to break down. The communication is no longer genuine, but becomes transactional, reducing the connection to mere exchanges of information instead of intimate sharing. But communication isn't just about speaking and listening. It is also about non-verbal cues. Body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions can convey as much, if not more, than words. In marriage, it's crucial to be aware of these silent forms of communication. A partner may not always speak directly about their feelings, but their body language can reveal when something is wrong, when they need support, or when they are feeling disconnected. Understanding these nonverbal signals allows both partners to respond appropriately, even before an issue becomes a larger conflict. Moreover, effective communication in marriage involves learning the art of timing. There are moments when talking too much or at the wrong time can create tension rather than resolve it. A successful marriage requires both partners to recognize when to speak and when to listen, when to engage and when to give space. It's also about being mindful of how things are said. A harsh tone or a dismissive attitude can wound a relationship in ways that words alone cannot describe. The way you communicate, not just what you communicate, shapes the emotional climate of the marriage. When communication is handled effectively, it helps to resolve conflicts constructively. Disagreements are inevitable in any relationship, but how a couple communicates during these disagreements makes all the difference. Instead of resorting to defensiveness, blame, or contempt, effective communication in marriage encourages both partners to approach conflict as a shared challenge, not a battle. It involves speaking respectfully, listening actively, and working together to find solutions that honor both perspectives. This level of communication does not just resolve problems, it strengthens the bond between the partners, showing that they are capable of handling difficult situations together. Furthermore, the quality of communication in marriage directly impacts the intimacy between partners. Emotional intimacy is built on the foundation of open, honest, and vulnerable communication. When partners consistently communicate with authenticity and empathy, they create an environment of trust that deepens their emotional connection. In such an environment, both partners feel valued, understood, and this kind of communication fosters not just closeness, but a profound sense of belonging and partnership. In conclusion, communication in marriage is not simply about talking or exchanging information. It is about building a deep emotional connection through listening, understanding, and responding with empathy. It is about creating a space where both partners feel heard and valued, where they can express themselves freely and openly, and where their needs and desires are acknowledged. When communication is practiced effectively, it becomes a tool for resolving conflict, strengthening intimacy, and building a marriage that thrives on mutual respect and understanding. Trust is the cornerstone upon which the strength of any relationship is built, and in marriage it serves as the foundation for everything that follows. Without trust, a marriage is like a house built on sand. No matter how beautiful or seemingly solid it appears on the surface, it will inevitably crumble. Trust is the glue that binds a couple together, allowing them to weather the storms of life, confront challenges, and create a lasting partnership. It is not something that can be taken for granted or assumed. It must be intentionally nurtured, built over time, and consistently maintained. In marriage, trust is not just about the absence of dishonesty or betrayal. It is about the consistent presence of faithfulness, integrity, and reliability. Trust is built through actions, not just words. It is the quiet consistency of showing up for your spouse, day in and day out, fulfilling promises and being there when needed. When you consistently demonstrate trustworthiness, your partner can feel secure in the relationship, knowing they can rely on you, not just in the big moments, but in the small, everyday instances that make up the fabric of life. This consistency is key because trust is often eroded when actions do not align with words. A spouse may say all the right things, but if their behavior does not match, doubt begins to creep in. Trust also involves being vulnerable with one another. To trust fully, both partners must be willing to open up, to share their innermost thoughts, fears, and desires without fear of judgment or rejection. Vulnerability is an essential aspect of trust, for it allows both individuals to see each other for who they truly are, without masks or pretenses. When both partners embrace vulnerability, they create an environment where trust can flourish, knowing that even in their moments of weakness, they will be met with empathy and support, not criticism or dismissal. Moreover, trust in marriage is not something that is established overnight. It is a gradual process that builds over time. It is formed through shared experiences, mutual respect, and the ability to depend on each other in both big and small ways. However, trust can be easily broken, often in ways that may seem small at first, but accumulate over time. Betrayals, whether in the form of lies, broken promises, or emotional neglect, can create cracks in the foundation of trust, which, if not addressed, will lead to deeper fractures in the marriage. Repairing broken trust requires patience, humility, and a genuine commitment to making things right. It requires acknowledging the hurt caused, offering sincere apologies, and demonstrating through consistent actions that trust is being rebuilt. One of the greatest challenges to trust in marriage is the fear of vulnerability. Many individuals have been hurt in the past, either in previous relationships or in childhood, and they bring those wounds into their marriages. This fear of being vulnerable, or the desire to protect oneself from further hurt, can make it difficult to trust fully. Yet it is only by allowing ourselves to trust and to be vulnerable that we can create the deep emotional intimacy that makes marriage truly fulfilling. Trusting your spouse means letting go of the fear that they might betray you and embracing the certainty that they will stand by you no matter what. This is not a blind trust, but a trust that is built on a foundation of consistent care, respect, and loyalty. Rebuilding trust after it has been broken is one of the hardest tasks a couple can face. It requires both partners to be committed to the healing process, to acknowledge the pain caused, and to work together towards reconciliation. It also requires time. Trust is not something that can be restored instantly. It must be rebuilt piece by piece through ongoing, transparent actions that demonstrate a renewed commitment to the relationship. Trust, once damaged, may never return to its original form, but with effort and dedication, a stronger, more resilient trust can be forged. In conclusion, trust is the bedrock of a successful marriage. It is not a luxury, but a necessity. Without trust, a marriage is unstable and fragile, prone to breaking under the weight of life's pressures. Trust is built through consistent actions, mutual respect, and emotional vulnerability. It requires both partners to be reliable, to honor their promises, and to demonstrate loyalty at all times. When trust is present, a marriage can face any challenge, knowing that the foundation is solid. When trust is broken, it takes time and effort to rebuild, but it can be done through dedication, honesty, and the commitment to restore what was lost. Ultimately, trust is not just a key to surviving marriage, it is the key to thriving together, creating a bond that can withstand the test of time. Love is often idealized as the ultimate goal of marriage, but love is not simply an emotion. It is a powerful, ongoing choice that demands commitment, sacrifice, and action. Many people enter marriage with the belief that love is a feeling that will naturally grow and sustain the relationship. However, love is much more than a fleeting emotion. It is a conscious decision to prioritize the well-being of your partner, even when it's difficult, even when it's inconvenient, and even when the initial spark of romantic attraction seems to fade. In marriage, love is a daily choice. It's about deciding every day that you will show up for your spouse, not just in the easy, happy moments, but especially in the challenging, difficult times. True love in marriage is demonstrated through consistent acts of care, respect, and affection. It is not enough to feel love. It must be expressed through intentional actions that reinforce the emotional connection. A loving marriage is built on the belief that love is not just a feeling you fall into, but a commitment you make to invest in your spouse's happiness and growth, even when it means making sacrifices. Sacrifice is at the heart of true love. In a marriage, love means putting your spouse's needs before your own, not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to nurture and support them. Love often requires letting go of personal desires or interests to prioritize the needs of your partner. It means making difficult decisions together, sometimes at the expense of personal comfort, in order to ensure the health and well-being of the relationship. This kind of selflessness creates a bond of trust and mutual respect. When both partners are committed to loving each other sacrificially, the relationship thrives because both feel valued and cared for, not just as individuals, but as integral parts of a larger shared life. Love in marriage also requires patience. It's about understanding that your partner is not perfect and that the marriage will not always be perfect. There will be times when one partner is struggling or when misunderstandings arise. In those moments, love chooses patience over frustration, empathy over judgment. It means giving your spouse the space to grow, to make mistakes, and to learn from them without the fear of rejection or criticism. Love doesn't expect perfection. It embraces imperfection, knowing that it is through the imperfections that we are often refined and that true intimacy is built. Another important aspect of love in marriage is kindness. Kindness isn't just about being nice or polite. It's about showing your spouse that you genuinely care for them in both the big and small moments. Kindness is what allows a couple to weather the storms of life together without losing sight of the fact that they are a team. It's what makes a marriage not just about surviving, but about thriving. A simple word of encouragement, a gentle touch, or an understanding smile can go a long way in fostering a deep connection between partners. These acts of kindness, both in public and in private, reinforce the love that holds the marriage together. Moreover, love requires resilience. It is not a static feeling that remains constant regardless of the challenges you face together. Love is dynamic, ever-changing, and growing stronger through adversity. In a marriage, there will be moments when things get tough, when you question your decisions, or when you feel disconnected from one another. But love is the force that keeps the relationship going through those times. It is love that pushes you to work through conflicts, to seek understanding, to forgive, and to move forward together. Love doesn't simply fade when challenges arise. Instead, it finds ways to adapt and grow, deepening the connection even in the midst of hardship. Finally, love is about creating a partnership that is greater than the sum of its parts. It is the force that transforms two individuals into a unified whole. In a marriage, love means lifting each other up, supporting each other's dreams, and walking side by side in the pursuit of shared goals. Love does not seek to control or dominate. It seeks to empower and elevate. It is about creating a life together that reflects both partners' values, aspirations, and desires, while also celebrating their individuality. True love in marriage is a harmonious blend of unity and individuality, of sacrifice and self. In conclusion, love in marriage is not a passive feeling that comes and goes. It is a deliberate, ongoing choice to prioritize your spouse's needs, to show kindness and patience, and to sacrifice for the good of the relationship. It is about building a deep emotional connection that can withstand the challenges of life. Love requires resilience, patience, and action, and it is the driving force behind a successful, thriving. When love is nurtured in a marriage, it creates a bond that is unbreakable, allowing both partners to grow and thrive together. Love in marriage is more than just a feeling. It's a commitment, a conscious decision that must be made every single day. Many people enter marriage believing that love is a constant emotion that will naturally sustain their relationship. But true love, the kind that builds strong, lasting marriages, is not merely about experiencing a deep, passionate feeling. It's about choosing to love, even when the emotions are not as intense as they once were, and even when challenges arise. Real love in marriage is expressed through daily acts of care, sacrifice, and understanding, often when it's most difficult. In marriage, love is a decision to serve, honor, and prioritize your partner. It's a willingness to put your spouse's needs before your own and to be there for them regardless of the circumstances. This love is not about what you can get, but what you can give. The decision to love every day means being selfless, even in moments of personal struggle. It might mean making sacrifices that aren't easy, whether it's letting go of personal plans for the sake of your partner or compromising on desires and dreams to build a life together. This kind of love doesn't focus on immediate gratification, but on long-term fulfillment, the kind of fulfillment that comes from giving your best to your partner day in and day out. Moreover, love in marriage requires an immense amount of patience. You will not always be at your best, and neither will your spouse. There will be times when emotions run high, when frustrations surface, or when one partner struggles more than the other. In these moments, love demands that you practice patience and understanding, rather than impatience or frustration. Patience means accepting each other's flaws and imperfections and recognizing that these imperfections are part of the journey. When you love your spouse, you acknowledge that growth is a lifelong process and that it's okay to stumble along the way. Love, therefore, becomes the source of strength that helps both partners work through difficult times without giving up on each other. Alongside patience, kindness plays a pivotal role in marriage. Love is often shown in the smallest gestures: an encouraging word, a gentle touch, a thoughtful action. These moments of kindness reinforce the connection between partners and keep the bond strong. It's easy to take each other for granted over time, but true love is about consistently showing your spouse that you care, that they matter, and that they are appreciated. When both partners are kind to one another, they create an environment where respect and understanding thrive. This kindness doesn't have to be grand or extravagant. It can be as simple as listening attentively or being there for your spouse when they need emotional support. These acts build a reservoir of goodwill that helps the relationship thrive, even through difficult seasons. In a marriage, love also requires resilience. Life will present numerous challenges: financial difficulties, family struggles, career changes, health issues, and more. There will be moments when everything seems to be falling apart, and love may feel like a distant memory. However, true love in marriage doesn't disappear during these trials. Instead, it's the force that keeps the relationship intact, guiding both partners through the storm. Love is resilient because it knows how to bend without breaking. It can endure hardships, heal wounds, and grow stronger with every trial. When challenges arise, love is the motivation to stay committed to one another, to find solutions together, and to rise above the adversity. Finally, love in marriage is about unity. It's about bringing two individuals together to form something greater than the sum of their parts. Love creates a partnership in which both people are equal contributors working towards shared goals and dreams. It's about empowering each other, lifting each other up, and supporting each other's growth. When love is present in marriage, it doesn't create a sense of competition or imbalance. It creates a team working together to build a life. Each partner brings their unique strengths to the relationship, and together they create a union that is greater than either could have achieved on their own. Love, in its most complete form, builds a shared vision, a bond that enables both partners to achieve their individual and collective aspirations. In conclusion, love in marriage is a daily choice, a decision to show up for your spouse, to prioritize their needs, and to put their well-being ahead of your own. It is not about waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect feeling, but about committing to the relationship through patience, kindness, and sacrifice. Love in marriage requires resilience and unity as it empowers both partners to navigate life's challenges together. It is an ongoing process of nurturing and growing the bond that holds the relationship together. When love is chosen each day, it creates a foundation strong enough to weather any storm, building a lasting, fulfilling marriage. In any successful marriage, respect is a cornerstone that holds the entire relationship together. It is not just about showing politeness or agreeing on everything, but about honoring each other as individuals and valuing each other's thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Respect in marriage goes beyond mere tolerance. It is about recognizing the inherent worth of your partner, even during moments of disagreement or conflict. A marriage built on respect allows both individuals to feel heard, understood, and appreciated, which fosters a deep sense of security and trust. At its core, respect in marriage involves treating your spouse with dignity. This means listening to their opinions without judgment, acknowledging their contributions to the relationship, and accepting their individuality, including their strengths and weaknesses. Respect is about recognizing that your partner is not an extension of yourself, but a unique individual with their own needs, desires, and perspectives. In a marriage, both partners should feel free to express themselves without fear of being belittled or dismissed. Respect gives space for both individuals to grow and evolve without feeling pressured to conform or change in ways that feel inauthentic. One of the most significant ways respect manifests in marriage is through effective communication. When both partners feel respected, they are more likely to communicate openly and honestly. They understand that their words will be met with consideration rather than criticism or disdain. In moments of conflict, respectful communication means engaging with each other calmly, listening actively, and responding thoughtfully rather than allowing emotions like anger or frustration to take control. It's about recognizing that disagreement does not have to lead to disrespect, and that differing opinions can coexist peacefully when both people are willing to listen and work toward a solution together. Respect also involves setting boundaries and honoring each other's needs. Healthy marriages are built on the understanding that both partners have personal space, emotional needs, and areas of life they need to protect. Respect means acknowledging these boundaries and honoring them. Whether it's the need for alone time, a desire to pursue individual hobbies, or the need to address personal challenges without interference, respect ensures that each partner's autonomy is respected while still maintaining the connection in the marriage. When boundaries are violated, it can lead to feelings of frustration and resentment. But when respected, they help both partners maintain their individual sense of self within the union. Furthermore, respect in marriage requires that both partners prioritize each other's emotional well-being. It's easy to become focused on our own needs and desires, but in a healthy marriage, both partners make the effort to understand and support each other emotionally. Respect means recognizing when your spouse is struggling, offering comfort, and being empathetic to their emotional state. It also means knowing when to provide space and when to offer encouragement. This understanding fosters an environment of trust where both partners feel confident that their emotions will be validated and supported. In turn, this emotional safety allows for deeper intimacy and a stronger emotional connection. Respect also plays a significant role in how couples navigate differences. In any relationship, there will be disagreements, but the way those disagreements are handled speaks volumes about the level of respect in the marriage. A respectful marriage is one where both partners approach conflict with the intention of finding a solution rather than winning an argument. It's about listening to your partner's perspective, acknowledging their feelings, and finding common ground, even if that means compromising. When respect is present, disagreements don't lead to personal attacks or hurtful words. Instead, they become opportunities for growth and understanding. Another important aspect of respect in marriage is showing appreciation for your spouse. In the busyness of life, it's easy to take each other for granted. However, taking the time to express gratitude for the little things your spouse does can go a long way in strengthening the bond of respect. Whether it's thanking them for their support, acknowledging their efforts, or simply telling them how much you value them, appreciation is a powerful tool that reinforces respect in the relationship. When both partners feel appreciated and valued, they are more likely to reciprocate that respect and contribute to the relationship in positive ways. In conclusion, respect in marriage is not just a courtesy, but a fundamental element that shapes the entire relationship. It involves valuing your partner as an individual, communicating thoughtfully, honoring boundaries, prioritizing emotional well-being, and handling conflict with care. When respect is present, it creates a safe, secure environment where both individuals feel heard, appreciated, and understood. And I propose this foundation of respect allows love to thrive, trust to grow, and the marriage to endure even in the face of challenges. Respect is the key that keeps a marriage strong, nurturing a partnership that can weather any storm. Commitment in marriage is the unwavering dedication to stay, to build, and to grow together despite the challenges and obstacles that may arise. It is the willingness to invest in the relationship every single day, even when things become difficult or when the initial excitement of love fades. Commitment is more than just a promise. It is the foundation upon which a lasting, resilient marriage is built. Without commitment, marriage becomes fragile, easily influenced by external pressures or internal conflicts. True commitment means that both partners are fully invested in the success of the relationship, regardless of the circumstances. A key aspect of commitment is the decision to stay, even in the face of hardship. Every marriage will go through seasons of difficulty, whether it's financial stress, personal struggles, or misunderstandings between partners. In these moments, commitment means choosing to face the challenges together rather than giving up. It's about deciding that no matter what life throws at you, you will continue to stand by each other, support each other, and work toward a resolution as a team. Commitment is not about avoiding conflict or pretending everything is perfect. It's about facing problems head on, knowing that you are in this together for the long haul. Commitment also involves being intentional about nurturing the relationship. It's easy to let daily life take over and to fall into the routine of just existing in the same space. But true commitment requires making time for each other and consciously investing in the relationship. This means putting in the effort to maintain intimacy, to communicate effectively, and to keep the emotional connection strong. Marriage, like any meaningful endeavor, requires work. If both partners are committed to putting in that work, the relationship grows deeper over time. When both individuals prioritize the marriage and intentionally invest in their shared life, the relationship becomes more fulfilling and resilient. Another critical aspect of commitment is loyalty. Loyalty in marriage means being faithful in both action and thought. It's about choosing to stay emotionally and physically devoted to your partner, no matter what temptations or distractions may arise. In today's world where distractions are abundant, maintaining loyalty requires intentionality. It involves protecting the sanctity of the marriage by setting boundaries, communicating openly, and being transparent with each other. Loyalty also means supporting your spouse in their goals, dreams, and ambitions, rather than letting personal desires get in the way. When both partners are loyal to each other, the bond of trust becomes even stronger, and the marriage becomes a safe and secure environment for both individuals to thrive. Commitment in marriage also involves accountability. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming your partner when things go wrong, but a committed marriage means taking responsibility for your own actions and contributing positively to the relationship. Both partners must hold themselves accountable for maintaining their promises, for staying emotionally available, and for working through their own personal challenges. This accountability creates a sense of equality and fairness in the relationship, where both individuals are equally responsible for the success of the marriage. When both partners are accountable, they contribute to a healthy, balanced dynamic that fosters growth, trust, and mutual respect. Moreover, commitment means making sacrifices. No marriage can survive without some degree of compromise. There will be times when one partner's desires or needs must take precedence over the others, or when both must find a middle ground. The ability to sacrifice for the sake of the marriage means prioritizing the relationship over individual wants and finding ways to meet each other's needs. This sacrifice doesn't mean neglecting your own happiness, but it does require that you think of your spouse's well-being and the overall health of the marriage. When both partners are willing to make sacrifices for each other, they strengthen the bond that unites them. Finally, commitment is about growth. A committed marriage means growing together, not just individually. It means supporting each other's personal development while also ensuring the relationship evolves. Marriage is not a static institution. It requires constant learning, adaptation, and growth. Over time, both partners will change, and a committed couple will embrace these changes together, finding new ways to deepen their connection and understanding. Commitment is not about being stuck in the same place, but about evolving as a couple and continuing to build a life together that is richer and more fulfilling with each passing year. In conclusion, commitment in marriage is the unwavering dedication to work together, support one another, and prioritize the relationship through all of life's challenges. It is the choice to stay, to nurture the connection, and to remain loyal, accountable, and willing to sacrifice for the good of the marriage. Commitment ensures that the relationship remains strong and enduring even when faced with hardships. It is the force that binds two individuals together, creating a partnership that can thrive and grow even through adversity. A committed marriage is one that is grounded in shared purpose, mutual respect, and the continuous effort to build a lasting, fulfilling life together. In conclusion, marriage is not just a union of two people, but a partnership that requires intentional effort, dedication, and a deep understanding of the keys that hold it together. Love, communication, respect, and commitment are the pillars that sustain a successful marriage. Love, as a conscious decision, provides the foundation for everything else, expressed through actions, sacrifice, and growth. Communication ensures that both partners are heard, understood, and able to navigate the complexities of life together. Respect fosters trust, emotional security, and mutual understanding, while commitment ties it all together, ensuring that both individuals are dedicated to building a lasting, fulfilling relationship. When these principles are embraced and actively practiced, marriage becomes not only a bond of love, but a thriving partnership that withstands the test of time. It's not always easy, but when both partners commit to working through challenges, growing together and supporting one another, they create a lasting, meaningful union that elevates both their lives and their future together.